Okay. All right.
All
Hey,
right.
can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Excellent. I can hear you. Welcome to another Friday night live stream from the Rethink Home Studios here in Anchorage, Alaska. I am Robbie, as you can see there on the screen. My partner Michael there behind the desk, and then Miss Jody is in.
Because that's fun.
And it looks like Michael froze.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
no, I'm still here. No, I just didn't move.
Oh, well, you froze on my thing. Now you're
Oh, okay.
back. Yeah, you were completely froze, but now.
Well,
So cool. So welcome to another one of our lovely live streams. Michael, how was your week so far?
it's been an exciting one. There's been lots of fun time had by all. It's I settle for less, to be honest.
Yeah, no, the trials and tribulations of a business owner, correct?
Yeah, it's a couple unexpecteds, couple just as I predicted, and just made for an average week.
Yeah. You did make your goal a few times this week though, so that's always good for our small business.
No, it's pretty sweet. Yeah, sales goals and what have you, and
Hmm.
doing some inventory switch, which is always fun.
Oh yeah. So if you've caught any of my Constitution videos here on the channel, we got just a little intro to Rethink Home, which is the business we're speaking of. So it's a used furniture. It's hard to say it's a furniture store because there's just so much more here. But there's
Yeah, I did a commercial on that where I was kind of punking my own consigners, but I pointed out that I put used furniture in giant letters on the outside of the building, and yet people still bring me their dishes.
oh yeah,
And
dishes.
I was like holding items up, and I'm like, "This is a hat. These are shoes. None of these are furniture."
This is a tray. This is
Yeah,
a
no,
TV tray. This is the pianos. I am sure. Hey, I've got this piano, which it's I mean,
you could
yeah,
sit on
kind of
it.
right. It I mean, it does go in the house. It is maybe kind of furniture in a
It is
way, but
used.
yeah, oh yeah, no, it is used, definitely.
Oh my gosh, it's just hilarious, and people bring in boxes. What I'm assuming is their spring clean out. Getting all this stuff out of their own cupboard. And what do you think I want it for?
Well, no, the people that, like the did you finally throw out the lights? Is what I
Oh
want to
yeah,
know.
those did not survive the
Okay.
cut.
All right.
I just threw them in the back of the van and then subsequently into a dumpster.
Yeah. So and just a little backstory. So sometimes they get folks that just drop stuff off, and the thought is there, right? To say, okay, we don't need this anymore. We'll
I have a
maybe
theory on
somebody
that
else
too.
can
We'll come
sell it.
back to it.
Okay, I'm curious to hear your theory. But so, I look for the good in folks that they're saying, all right, maybe this can be repurposed. So these lights showed up, and it's obvious. I mean, one was even like cut from the ceiling, and still had like the ceiling tile and insulation attached to it, and they were pretty run of the mill 20-year-old, very low end lights then, so not a lot of resale value.
Yeah.
But so what's your theory? Or you got a
Real
little
quick,
more on
just the
those?
lights. I'm confident, more than confident, that they were the standard lights that the home builders built with the house. And the new homeowners now replaced all the light fixtures and gave us all the stock ones back. But what I think happens is the name for our store, Rethink Home, and I really like the name. But moving on, there's another there's another store similar to what we do called Restore, part of Habitat for Humanity.
Yes.
And
Yep.
I
Yep.
think and I think people are just getting them crossed in their mind when they're looking up the phone number, the address, or what have you, and they see or find the phone number for Rethink Home, but they wanted drop it off to Restore to Habitat for Humanity.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah,
I've
nope, I can see that.
gotten more than one donation under that mistake in the past,
Ah, gotcha.
especially the ones where it's just drop off after hours right outside our door. I come in the morning to find them.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, exactly. Those are the ones that usually it's not things of value on the drop off ones. I mean, but
Then
I'm sure you've
again,
got a few things that
I've had
maybe
some
have.
winners, man. I have had some home runs just given to me for free. I'm like, do you know what this is? Thank you.
Hmm. No, that's cool. So, yeah, nope. I had a pretty standard week myself too. We
Yeah, I
had a
bet you're working on your close of summer type deal before get whatever jobs you can done before the snow hits.
yeah, nope. There's still construction projects being bid now for work this year, and we've got projects in the wintertime too that we're going to be hitting up. So there's a lot of work going on.
Right on.
But yep. And then like I said, I've been posting the Constitution videos where I'm just reading the Constitution because it's something I don't think a lot of people, they know about it, but probably don't spend a lot of time
Yeah, I've
thinking
heard
about
about
or
it.
doing it. So I've heard about that document. So I thought, you know what, I haven't read it in a long time, so I'm just going to read it and share it with folks. And I took it just little 10-minute pieces every day. And we're going through the amendments right now, and all of them are up there on our channel. We're getting ready to film. We were supposed to start filming this week, but we had just a little bit of delay. But next Monday, we are going to start filming our show. Were made. That's the whole name of the channel here. Mistakes were made. And I'm really excited to get that started. We got 2 scenes actually next week we're going to film.
Nice.
And then I got some other stuff in the works, scouting out some locations that we can use to start getting some more of this film down. So yeah, exciting on that. And so we'll start putting out some trailers and some other stuff once we get some stuff on film. That is, you got to
Yeah,
have that. But
I saw a couple of the or read through the application for film permits, and they go through just about every office in the muni.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
I bet they do. Yeah, the same one. We got that one for the airport. We got
yeah,
an airport scene we want to film, and so there's a whole thing you got to do to go out to the airport and film out there. So we'll see if they ask us any questions about what our what our subject matter is. Yeah, we're gonna make fun of the government. Not in our airport, and
yeah.
so yeah.
We're gonna make fun of a bloated government bureaucracy.
How's that sound to you, airport? No.
Oh, real positive, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
But TSA is too easy to pick on. I remember when I was going through with Benji one time, and I was wearing a knee brace because I'm old, and it was under my pants. And so, of course, it goes off in the body scanner. And there's like, whoa, it's like, clearly it's a knee brace, right? No, so I had to take Benji and I to a private room, basically, so I could drop shroud, take it off, so I could go X-ray my
Oh,
knee brace. And the whole time I'm going, why did I have to remove a medical equipment? If I
right.
was in a wheelchair, would I have to get out of it so you guys could scan the wheelchair? I'm sitting here hopping on one leg in my boxer shorts, waiting for
While
the
they're
guy to come back with
scanning
my
your
knee
thing.
brace.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't care about, showing my underwear to total strangers or whatever, but it was just kind of annoying that I had to.
No, right, exactly. I mean, I don't know. The the fast pass or what is it? Now I can't even think of the
The
name. The
skip the line thing, part
the
of
skip the
TSA,
line thing. Yes, that is the best money I've
free
spent.
inspection.
Yep.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
pre-check or
pre-check,
something like that.
pre-check.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? I gotta make sure. Oof, mine might. No, I think I'm gonna have to look that up because I'm
I'm not
flying
sure.
out next week. So
I,
I think
I don't
mine
think I
might have
fly enough to make
expired.
it worth it.
Yeah, I did, and then like Like, I actually made MVP for Alaska Airlines last year. First time
Nice.
I've ever made MVP. This year, not a chance I'm gonna make MVP again, but last year I did. I made MVP, so I was
Right
happy with
on.
that.
What do you get out of it?
Nothing, not a
Oh,
damn
you
thing.
get the little
Well, like,
badge.
you got a better chance of getting an upgraded ticket, and you get a board earlier, and so there's a few perks. There's some,
Yeah.
not gonna stick a
If you're
needle in
flying
my foot.
domestically, though, it's like your choices are coach or first class. Whereas I remember when I was going back
Yeah,
and forth to Japan,
right.
we always had business class, and
Yep.
business class is awesome because you're
Yes.
practically in a recliner that might as well turn into an inversion table. You're laying out so much, and there's so much room. It's just worth it,
Oh, yeah,
especially
no
on a
doubt.
9-hour flight.
Yeah, no, exactly. The times we've gone to Europe, my wife is from there, so,
Mm.
we go over there occasionally, and, 2 times we had to go down south because we were in the wintertime. They didn't have the direct flights over the pole, and, oh my gosh, that is a trip. That is 24 hours. It's like 24 hours of traveling. I mean, it is that much, and we had the we weren't in first class or business class, but we had the upgraded thing, so we had a little more leg room, and then last time we went, we took the over the pole. It was 12 hours
So you're literally
straight.
flying straight north to straight
Yep,
south.
correct, exactly. You go
Wow,
straight over the top, land. I mean, it is
just like the missiles
awesome.
will. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Following the missile path. So, yeah, it's like 12 hours. It's a 12-hour flight, which is still a long flight, but it's direct. You don't have to. The other one you had, we went through Minneapolis one time, we went through JFK one time,
Yeah.
and you gotta sit there and wait forever.
I had a
It's just
round
not enough.
I had a round the world trip in '99. I was Hawaii, and I was told on Wednesday you're leaving Friday, and I was flown east from Hawaii to San Francisco to Boston Logan to London Heathrow, where I had to stop, get out of the airport, drop off a package at the USDAO office, the Defense Attaché office, go back to the
Right.
airport, fly to Bahrain. Now it's my birthday. Or no, sorry, the next day was my birthday. And I'm flown on board the Kitty Hawk, the aircraft carrier. It was the first time I ever had to feel my birthday underway. And from the Gulf, we sailed to Australia, to Thailand, to Japan, and I fly back to Hawaii. Yeah,
Wow.
complete round the world trip.
That is a complete around the world trip. That is amazing.
And it's the first time I ever had to fly east out of Hawaii on a government mission.
Okay.
Because it's always flying west, because that's where the bad guys are,
Right. Yep. So you flew it. Wow. And then you ended up coming all the way back around to
Yeah, well,
Hawaii.
because they had to get me to the Kitty Hawk like tomorrow. And
Okay.
the easiest way to get me to Bahrain. And then I don't even know what the deal in London was. That just you just need to drop this package off here.
Wow.
Because I had my classified, my courier card and whatnot. And we were just guessing. I'll bet you this is some lieutenant commander's PT record. He just forgot it when he checked out, and I'm dropping it off as new command. But I
Yeah,
had no
no
idea
doubt.
it was wrapped up like it was classified, and I had my courier card, and just couldn't fall asleep or do anything like that because I got that with me. It's funny how they set those rules out. And one guy by himself, and you can't fall asleep over this 14-hour, leg of a trip.
Oh, wow.
You can't have alcohol, you can't sleep, because you don't have control with the baggage like that.
Right. Yeah. Wow. Oh, yeah.
So,
So, yeah.
but
So,
normally you're with a team. There's 5 or 6 of you
right.
on a trip, so these people get to take shifts.
Yeah, exactly. And that you were just by yourself.
Yeah, that
That's
particular trip I
crazy.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was and but that wasn't the most unique trip I was on. I'd say the most mentally taxing trip I was on. Never left Alaska. I
Oh,
got to a
wow.
nice homely place called Shimia Island.
Oh, yeah.
For those of you who don't know where Shimia is, if you look at a map of the Pacific Ocean, you see the date line and how it kind of juts over towards Russia for a little bit along the Aleutian chain. Shimia is one of the islands that does that. That's the reason why. It is that far out there. And
Wow.
had spent 3 months on Shimia each time,
Oh.
and that was really 2.5 months too long.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I could. That's yeah. I've
The
I've seen
island's
pictures.
4 miles by 2 miles. That's how big the island is.
Right, and there's nothing to do there
Woman behind
at
every
all.
tree.
Oh man, that doesn't sound good at
No.
all.
And I
Mm.
just think back to MEPS and picking my field that I was going into and how exciting they told me being a cryptologic technician was going to be. Real James Bond, kind of secret squirrel kind of stuff.
Yeah.
No. No. I think I'd have been happier, hanging over the side of the ship with a barnacle scraper.
Yeah, right. No, so there's a so my Aleutian story was I took a couple hops because I was in the Air Force. That's how I got up here to Alaska, and so I took a couple hops down to Seattle, and getting down there was always pretty cool. One time I flew like a just a little small prop plane. We had to stop in Ketchikan even and get gas, and then fly down the rest of the way to
C-130
Seattle.
to,
No,
was
no,
it her?
no,
Oh,
like
okay.
a C9, like a C6 or a
Oh my
C9.
gosh.
Oh yeah, like 13 passenger prop plane, like that small.
That sounds so slow.
And then the other one was I think I did a C-141, but all the times I did hops on my way back, I would get to Seattle and the only plane they had was going to ADAC. So you had to go
Oh.
Seattle to ADAC to Anchorage.
For me to get to Anchorage doing the hops was I could get to McCord, Seattle,
Mhm.
except I couldn't get out of McCord. I'd have to pay AK Airlines for just a one way to Anchorage, which isn't that
Wow.
bad, given that I was
Right.
doing these military flights from San Antonio, which is every military air station to get you to Seattle.
Mhm. No, so here's the other part. They were the resupply trips for ADAC. So it's a C both times it was a C-141. It was the fruit and vegetable hop. So and we were sitting in the back. There's nowhere to sit but in the back with the cargo. So the first few, they've got the jump seats down.
Right.
You've got the cargo back there, and you've got fruits and vegetables. So they got to keep the plane at like 45 degrees. 50 degrees. So, oh man, it was just you cover up with everything you can. You put every piece of clothing you have on. You get blankets and then you just lay down in those jump seats and hope you can sleep for the 7 hours it takes to get the ADAC.
Right.
Oh my gosh, that was awful.
And you're facing backwards.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
right, exactly. Well, no, you're on the jump seat. You're on the
Oh,
side.
you're
It's
on
just
back to the
the
wall. Yeah.
web. Yeah, like the pull down webbing seats.
Mhm.
I mean, it wasn't even.
That's what we had on the C-130s.
Yep. No, exactly.
But but you're along the bulkheads of the plane with all your cargo right in the center.
Right.
So every now and then they're like taking a truck or something like that to Shimia, and they'd let us it's like climb in the truck and sit on that seat for a while, which is a little more comfortable.
Right.
And the worst part about the C-130 to Shimia is, well, it's 6 hours going against the jet stream.
Mm.
And they won't know if they be able to land there until they get there and decide the
Oh,
weather's crap. And
right.
they'll try but they start getting fuel low because the only bingo is right back where they came from. Luckily, it's
Yeah.
5.5 hours now because they have the jet stream helping. But oh my
Yep.
gosh, it was. I've never seen dudes so pissed, show up work the next day when they were supposed to be on Shimia, but we had to turn back.
Yep. No, we had a job out there a couple, it's been multiple years ago, but we had guys that got stuck out there for I think it was 32 days.
Yeah,
32
I
days
can believe it.
straight that they could not get through. I
Uh-huh.
mean, that was just insanity.
I know. And then when you think about how they tout C-130 or something like that, about how it's supposed to be an all weather, all whatever plane, and you go, Well, doesn't sound
Yeah,
like weather
no,
today.
exactly.
um, it was, but a lot of it comes down to not that the plane can't, it's how much fuel they've got left on them now.
Right, yeah.
Because it takes more
No,
fuel to
exactly.
push through all those storms.
Mhm. Nope, it sure does. Well, cool. Well, there's some travel stories,
Oh, I
on
got tons
our
of them.
agenda tonight. Oh, yeah, no, me too. There's a couple of travel stories. So, Michael, you watched the Ahsoka first 2 episode series.
I did. I remember the first one and half the second one because it was late and I'm old and was falling asleep. But I I was really positive when Disney took over the Star Wars universe, mostly just for merchandising. Because if there's one thing Disney Corporation has done and done well, is they put their products in people's houses.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, no,
And
exactly.
so just for
Oh, yeah.
merchandising alone, I was excited because as much of a Star Wars geek as I am.
Mhm.
And I was right. It's paid off pretty well. It's been like a whole flood in the stores of Star Wars things, and it's really cool. But the episodes that we're getting now, oh, I think they just use the same outline for every episode. I just okay, we have protagonist. Okay, he's doing this. He needs a conflict. Okay, you have struggle. Yes. Okay, and it's just insert bad guy here, sword
Right.
fight, and it's
Right.
just so predictable. The Mandalorian to me was a real letdown in that way.
So for me, The Mandalorian, the first season, I really enjoyed the first season. Maybe I heard somebody say that they thought the first season was slow with The Mandalorian, and I thought it's like the first season was for me. It seemed like it was pretty exciting. You had the I mean just the old west kind of feel that
Right.
I mean, it was like a Western kind of feel on that show, and so I really enjoyed that first season. Second season, I was like, I stuck with it. I watched the whole thing. The Luke Skywalker thing at the end was kind of yeah, all right, and the
The
whole
dark mask figure.
sword
Yeah.
and and the whole black sword and the dark saber, was that the thing, that whole,
Yeah, the dark saber.
and then the Bo-Katan and but I mean, still I stuck with it and I enjoyed it. I I didn't enjoy it as much as the first season, but
Yeah.
I still enjoyed the second season. The third season, the wife and I watched, I think, 2 episodes, and it just wasn't doing it. It just like I'm like, I don't, I'm not, this isn't the same, it's not the same thing. I
Right.
mean, some of those stories on the first few seasons, yes, there was an underlying storyline, right? There
Hmm.
was an underlying story of connectivity with all these different things, but there were elements that were like, this is. uh, There were also random things that were thrown in that weren't part of the overall arching story. It was just
Right. Yeah.
solve this issue, and maybe that was a little
I,
18ish kind of 80s thing, but
well, I
I
was
kind of
just
like that.
I kind of likened it to though playing your RPG or something, and I could just see right at the bottom of the screen side quest added. You know?
Yeah, yeah, right, exactly. Oh, yep, psych. Okay, let's go on this side quest.
And
Yeah,
that's how it got boring and pretty much predictable for me.
yeah. No, but I enjoyed a couple of those things, and then
I
oh,
do
who
love the
was who?
cinematography. The that work is great.
Oh, yeah, no, and then what's her name that played the mechanic?
I remember. I don't remember
You know what
her
I'm talking
character
about.
name. Yeah.
She's a pretty famous comedic actress that I can't think of right now,
Yeah.
but, I thought she did a phenomenal job. She was,
And the actress that
Amy
played Cara
something?
Dune.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a whole 'nother story on itself, isn't
It
it?
is.
With the whole new, so the whole new Snow White thing from Disney. Yeah, yeah, anyway, we can get into that in a little bit. Back to bringing it back around to Ahsoka, though, I don't know, a couple of things on this one is they took a lot of of
They're taking a lot of
they
liberties
take
with
a
what a
lot of,
lightsaber can do.
well, yeah, that, and they've also, the whole Rebels thing. I don't know that a lot of people know what Rebels is. And so it seems like that there is an assumption though that people know that Rebels story with Ezra, with
Right.
Sabine Wren, with Hera. And I don't know how actually, for Star Wars people, obviously there's people that know Rebels, and I didn't watch the all of Rebels. I watched some of Rebels. I caught a
Yeah.
few. I don't remember. I never watched the end of it. I didn't watch the last few seasons. Um, I knew Caden or whatever his name went blind eventually, and then eventually he died or whatever. But I didn't catch that. So, but at least I knew the characters, and I think there's some people that'll be like, okay, I've heard of Ahsoka before through some of these other, avenues, but it's just they just pop into the story and maybe expect you to know who these characters are, and I don't know that there's a lot of that out there. But
Right. And see, like every Sith bad guy, to hear them come up in the story, and they're referencing him like it's just common knowledge who Count Kick Your Butt is, and
right, yeah.
the
Yeah, I don't even
fans
know what
never
his
heard of.
name is. I have no idea what his
Right,
name is. I've heard it, I
the
think, once in the show, but I have no idea what his
the
name. I'm not
backstory, and
associating
everyone's
anything
immediately
with him.
afraid of the guy or something, and
Yeah.
left out a little bit of character building there. And
Mhm.
another issue is I've heard people, a lot of the Star Wars, like super Star Wars fans would say something like, "Only the movies are canon," and I'll take that for what it's worth. But
Yeah, no,
there's a
exactly.
so how do you get to tie in Star Wars Rebels or these
Right,
Disney TV
right.
series when
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
clearly there? I mean, they're right there in the timeline and everything else.
Yeah.
But if they're not canon, then they don't count, even if they do get referenced in a movie later on.
Yeah, no, and I think there's been some liberties taken on what is canon, what isn't canon, what they've,
Let's say like
the
the
stuff they've
books,
used. Right. Some of the
which
books
is
are, some aren't.
in the books are what we were left with between Jedi and the prequels for
Right.
darn near
Yep.
20 years,
Right,
and,
exactly.
and
And
that's
then
kind of
a
like
lot of
all
that's
we had.
gone. Right, but a lot of that's
Or
gone.
say like the courtship of Princess Leia was highly held, really enjoyed book by many fans, except it doesn't count.
Yeah. No, exactly. Nope. You don't get to use that one.
Yeah.
No, that didn't
No,
happen.
no matter how much of the fandom actually enjoyed it.
Yep, nope. Ugh. So I thought, I'm gonna give it a few more episodes because I mean, I thought there was some engaging parts of it. And I liked some of those characters. The episodes of Rebels that I did watch. I thought, those they did some good characters on there. So I think it'll be interesting. I think we were talking about this the other day though, and I finally got to catch the rest of the second episode today actually.
You
But
see how Ahsoka kind of, to me, she kind of came across like Whoopi Goldberg's character in the Star Trek Next Generation. Um,
right, yeah, yeah, exactly.
and just, kind of quiet and reserved, just walking slowly around the room, observing.
Yep.
But then, when you need the action, she just springs to action.
Right. No, I saw a thing today where somebody was saying like, this is Star Wars Ahsoka, and it showed like this two people just kind of staring at each other. Like it would flash to one and it would flash to the other and it'd flash back to the ones like this is the entire episode. Which, there was a bit of that. Just maybe a little dry. But and then like I from Rebels, I don't remember Sabine ever having like any kind
Ability.
of force powers or ability. And I don't know if you caught it because you said you missed part of the second episode, but did you catch the conversation between her and the droid, the Ahsoka's droid that's always got the weird eyes.
And the antennas for cheeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you catch that conversation?
I think I did. I don't remember what was said or anything like that, or the
He
importance
actually
of it.
said he actually said you suck. You don't have any powers. You
Oh,
don't.
well, there you go.
You're
Yeah.
you're probably starting out as far as a Jedi have the lowest powers that I've ever seen. Basically,
Yeah.
was kind of what he was saying. Like, yeah, you're starting off at a real disadvantage here.
Pretty handy on a speeder bike, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, and that was some Rebels Sabine kind of stuff right there.
Right.
That reckless attitude kind of thing. So,
I, I have this responsibility. I'm supposed to be here. I'm going to go do this thing instead.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, exactly. And I don't know. So is this supposed to be so this is
After
after the
Jedi
after Jedi,
and
but it's
before First Order.
before the First Order. So I guess this is probably like the beginnings of the buildup of the First Order, or I mean, is that kind of
Maybe
what
like
we're looking at?
after, I guess maybe after Mandalorian.
Okay.
Um, but other than that, in the timeline, I haven't seen enough of it to really know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah.
Maybe we can look at the old Google machine and it can tell us. Let's see.
But it almost has to be after Rebels too, because they're referencing Ezra.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. And like I said, I don't remember how that ended. So when does Ahsoka take place on the Star Wars timeline? Here's a story. Let me switch to this here. Well, let's just
Yeah,
take a
because they're
peek
talking
at the
about basically
story.
like the remnants of the Empire and whatnot, and those
Yep,
forces.
exactly. Okay.
Did,
Hey, look at that.
did you notice what I was saying about the blonde Sith girl and her costume, like her hood, kind of made her look almost like Quasimodo.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, exactly.
And plus, she had this horrible 1,000 yard stare, made it look like she was just in horrible pain.
Yeah. No, exactly. She does
Yeah.
not have very I mean, her
Swing and a miss
mannerisms
on the
and stuff
director.
were kinda like, yeah, she was just kinda, what are we gonna do now?
Is that my
What would
line?
you like me to do? What,
Look tough, look mean. Yeah, okay.
what is all this gonna mean for us?
Oh, is that my
So
line? Okay, sorry. Didn't know I'd speak.
alright, so this is from the Den of Geek. So, a Star Wars Ahsoka. This article contains spoilers, so
Oh, I hate those.
I hate spoilers. The ever
Yeah,
expanding
no.
Star Wars canon timeline can be hard to keep track of, especially as movies, TV series, and video games continue to intersect and bring back familiar characters from different eras. For example, Ahsoka, the main character of Disney's new series of the same name, has been part of many Star Wars events over the years,
Is that
appearing
how
in
they got the
several
name?
shows. I think so, yes,
Yeah.
that take place across different eras in the Star Wars galaxy. She was first introduced as Anakin's Padawan. Last saw her in the book of Boba Fett. So, while the exact amount of time that passes across the first three seasons of The Mandalorian and the shows for spin off the book of Boba Fett is still a little murky, we know for sure that The Mandalorian begins 5 years after the Return of the Jedi, or 9 after the Battle of Yavin. 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 According to Natasha Liu Bordizio, plays Rebels character Sabine, Ahsoka runs along the same timeline as The Mandalorian season 3. Ah, okay.
Okay, I can dig that.
Which we know is set roughly between 9 and 10 ABY. Okay. Well, that kind of explains it then.
Yes.
Yeah. So it is about the same time as season 3, which I haven't watched.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna keep giving it a chance. So, besides the merchandising portion of Star Wars Disney, what's your overall impression? I mean, right now it's going through a downturn. It seems it's going through. They're having trouble with stock price. I mean, they're having trouble throughout Disney, but I think the Star Wars universe is having some issues.
Well, I think they've gone out and just made it uh, pedestrian. Trying to think of a good adjective for this one.
Right.
Uh,
Cookie cutter, right?
well,
Like they're just
most definitely that, but they've also made it Sunday school appropriate.
right. Yeah.
Except we're talking about chopping people in half with lightsabers, but we're still making it, kind of give a bro a hug, sort of. And uh, this is supposed to be combat.
right.
And I noticed another thing that I'm not seeing in these Disney episodes is actually a lot of star battles.
Right. Oh, right. Yes.
X-wings versus TIE fighters. That sort of, that's not happening.
Right. No, exactly. Like the first episode, we get lightsaber battles, we get a few laser battles, but
We
you're
get
right,
Star
there has
Transit.
not been. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the only X-wings we've seen so far in this show is like when she was coming up to the fleet and there were some X-wings that went by. Like, "Oh, hi,
Yeah.
X-wings." And then but, not one TIE fighter. Well, obviously there is no TIE fighters because the Empire is in a, been
I
so
don't know
yeah, I don't know.
if we still got troopers and people
Yeah, that's
dressing up like
exactly.
Imperial officers, they're gonna
Mhm.
have some sort of starship.
Well, it's funny, you saw the fight scene at the shipbuilding yard plant, right? Do you remember that
Yeah.
or no? So, yeah, so that was, the the guys, like, looking of, side-eyeing 'em and stuff,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden it's like, "For the Empire!" If you're gonna sneak attack somebody and shoot them with a laser, and they're a Jedi, why do you scream at them first? Why
Yeah,
would you
no.
scream for the Empire? Now I'm gonna take my laser and shoot you.
I may be a different breed, but I learned your best warning shot's called the muzzle flash.
Mhm. Right.
And if you
Don't
see that and
announce
you can
your
react,
intention.
yeah.
You announce your intention that, "Okay, I'm about to shoot you with a laser, Jedi."
Yeah.
Oh my
And
goodness.
you know what a Jedi can do.
Yeah. So why don't I scream it?
One plot hole I'm finding with Star Wars is just the technology gap.
Right.
Here we are, 2023, and we've got the Star Trek tricorder in our hand finally. All the info and stuff. And I realized Star Wars was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, but there's running DOS
Mhm.
on starships, and but in their handheld communicators, basically walkie talkies is their comm.
Right.
Guys don't have wireless, or you don't even have cell phones. I mean, come on.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You got a can of corn with a string on each side.
R2D2 still needs to manipulate the handheld communicator.
Right.
With
Oh,
his
yeah,
little
right.
wand
Yeah,
arms.
exactly.
He doesn't have one like implanted in him somewhere to
Mm.
communicate with.
Yeah,
I think I would have
exactly, right?
installed one. I don't know. But C3PO is a communicator. He's a translator.
Yeah, right. No,
But he needs the
exactly.
handheld. But the stormtroopers seem to have one in their helmets. Remember TK421 knocking on
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah.
communicator?
Yeah, exactly. My communicator's not working, yes.
Although the officer to get a hold of them had to go to the wall for a switch.
Oh, yeah, good old 70s Star Wars
Yeah.
tech.
Yeah.
Oh, man, when it was ahead of its time instead of
Right.
behind the
Well,
times.
back to the cinematography, that was just some awesome stuff they pulled off with really a shoestring
Oh,
budget
yeah,
and
no,
a
exactly.
bunch of model ship parts.
Mhm.
If you look at the models they use to film, say like the model for the Tantive 4 was actually much bigger than the model for the Star Destroyer chasing it. And then it was just your camera angles and whatnot that put them together.
Right. No, exactly. No, yeah, they did some amazing stuff. And then,
Well,
and then so
and they
now you
still
you
are.
go what's that?
The Mandalorian, the way they film now, it's the actors are in this kind of like big bubble kind of room, and the whole room might as well be a giant green screen. And then all the tech guys, as they're filming and acting, these guys, they're making the Star Trek holodeck almost. And
Oh,
the
wow.
tech guys are adding in all the background and all that stuff live as they're filming it. And it's
Holy
just
moly.
awesome to watch them do it. If you see an episode about
Huh.
how it's made or whatever, it's well worth watching. It's
I will
just really
definitely have
cool.
to check that out. I hadn't seen that. Yeah.
But with that, the guy's got to be careful. If you're doing some sort of lightsaber battle or whatever, you don't want to strike the wall because it's the wall basically is a bunch of equipment, that they're bouncing the images off of. But if you're
Right,
acting,
right.
you can't see it. You're just in a room.
Yeah,
So that was
exactly.
pretty.
So you're not seeing it, but they're seeing it all. Oh,
But
I'll have to check that out. I hadn't seen that.
getting recorded onto the camera is they're now on the deserts of Tatooine walking, whereas these guys are actually in an air conditioned room just pretending to go through a desert.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So you heard about the hotel, what was it called? The Star Cruiser holiday thing at the park had you heard that story? The Orlando. So they have this
No.
you could go and they had this like 3 or 4 day um like storyline thing where you stay at this hotel. It's called the Star Cruiser. And it was like $7,000 for a room, and you fit like 4 or 5 people in there for like 3 days, 3 or 4 days, and then they supposedly had like this whole, you know, spying thing going on through the whole time. So you were like engrossed in this Star Wars world, but
Wow.
it was $7,000.
A night per person.
For
Yeah.
the for no, well, for the
Okay,
yeah,
for the trip.
yeah. So it was yeah, for the whole
It
thing.
might as
So,
well have
like
been a night by what I could afford.
yeah, exactly, and it was only, like, 3 days, I think, and it never sold enough
You
tickets
mean they
to
didn't
make it
find enough people with 7 grand to spend on it?
doesn't sound like it because so let's look up
In the middle of this
Disney.
recession we're not in? They couldn't find enough people with a spare 7 grand?
Yeah, right? Alright, let's see. CNN, Disney this little story from CNN. The Disney World is closing its Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser in September. Walt Disney World is closing down the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser. And I remember when this first came out, me and my buddies were talking about this, and we're like, "This looks really cool." Guest pay from about 4,800 to 6,000. Okay, so 6,000 per cabin for the immersive 2 nights. So it was it was
Oh,
three
even
grand a
better.
night.
So it was less and less.
Yeah, yeah, 2 night experience, depending on the number of people in their party. The concept had been touted as a much more than a hotel stay with sci-fi decorations. Voyages included 2 nights of lodging, but also all food, programming, entertainment, special access to Galaxy Edge Arena.
Voyages.
And so they said it was a business decision, did not elaborate. I mean, yeah, I mean, I mean, people in costumes. I mean, sure, there's Disney fans, but man, I don't know that you had that many fans that could fill up this to
With a
make it
spare
sustainable.
6 grand.
Yeah, right. No, exactly. I
That's three
mean,
grand a night.
right. Yeah, exactly.
Outrigger Reef wasn't that much. We stayed there a week.
No. I mean, yeah, you didn't get a like Star Wars experience, but
No,
why?
we
Do
got
you
it. We
need
got we
that?
got a we got a kick-ass Waikiki experience.
Oh, well, there you go.
Now when we went to Hawaii in 2018, we were staying with her brother, Jody's brother, and they were brother and sister, so I had to separate them. And instead, I just got us
Oh,
a room at Outrigger Reef,
mm,
and that was the only way my wife was going to be happy on this Hawaiian trip. So
oh, yeah. No, I hear you.
yeah, they pretty much went into brother and sister mode, and it was a bad idea.
Oh, that's crazy. No, I know what you mean though.
Yeah. The worst part is, we were staying there at his invite. I mean, it's like, dude, I
Yeah.
could have gotten us a hotel. Why you gotta be an asshole to your own sister?
Mm.
You know, when we're staying here at your
Nope,
invite.
nope, I hear you. So, all right, well, last little topic I have here is, and I told you I was going to spring this on you, is I found this YouTube channel. It is in Kensington, Pennsylvania. So, Kensington, we go ahead and just look at the map here, is a part of Philadelphia. I don't know if you've ever been to Philly. I have not.
I've been to Pennsylvania, but I think we strategically skipped the less than desirable parts of the state.
Yeah. So, if we go here,
Is it housing prices?
oh,
Because
yeah,
that's
look
the
at
one that
there.
pissed me off.
No. Oh, no, no, no. This is some, and I don't, why are you? You're supposed to be Google mapping, and you're not.
Uh, I was looking at housing prices, Southern Ohio, Northern
Wow.
Kentucky area, and I was noticing
Yes.
houses there like cost 1/3 of what they do here. That's only because jobs there pay like 1/8 of what they pay here.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's where I'm heading here in a few weeks.
To
Southern Ohio.
Kensington?
I don't know why Google Maps is doing that. No, Southern Ohio.
Oh, okay. Gonna buy a
Yeah, yeah.
house?
No, I'm not going to Kensington. No, I'm going to stay at my dad's house though, who
Okay.
lives there. Got to go to a Reds game. So anyway, Kensington. Let's get back to Kensington.
Oh
So
yeah, please.
there is this website or this YouTube channel. It's called the Kensington Open Air Drug Market, and this is it.
A junkie haven?
This is this is this is the fentanyl crisis in a nutshell. This is a YouTube. Oh, thanks, thanks, dude. That guy flipping people off. I wonder if he's watching our live stream. Is he the one person that's watching our live stream?
Yeah.
Right. So yeah. So this is. There's two cameras, and I'll pull up the second one here in a moment.
They actually live stream this.
So this is like a camera that's across the street. Um, and
That dude's yellow.
I mean these people. I
That
mean
dude's
this is
yellow.
some. Yeah, I mean
That dude's practically khaki.
dude, their whole lives revolve around every 3 or 4 hours injecting fentanyl into a vein that they can or cannot find sometimes.
Well, that's because they're in
And
immense freaking pain without it.
well,
No, I'm not talking
right.
like
No,
pain like a broken back. I'm talking pain like withdrawal.
no, right. No,
Yeah.
yeah, I totally. Yeah. I mean,
I mean,
I mean,
why
to
would
have
you?
this stream, I mean,
Now, I'm not saying that these people want to do the drugs because clearly this is addiction going on. And what you want is moot when it comes to addiction. You're not the same person you were without it.
right. No,
But
absolutely not.
I don't know how a non-drug user looking to get into it, like I know that's totally ridiculous, but how you could see this and think those guys are cool. I want to be one of
No,
those
right,
guys.
exactly. And if you look at some of the chats too, the chat runs the gamut of I think what we're dealing with today is in some of the chat, some of the people have empathy, and some of the people, are offering, God, we should pray for these people, and we, hope these
Yeah, because
people
that
get
helps.
help. And well, yeah, I mean, but empathizing with them, and then you've got some of the people in the chat that are just like, oh my gosh, we should just throw these people away and do other, really saying other very stupid things. So I mean, it just I don't
Well,
know
the
what.
world already has thrown them away. I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean, at this point, yes, because this, like I said, this is their whole life. I mean,
I
their
would say
whole
most of
life
these people.
revolves around,
I
and
would say most of these
fentanyl
people
is just
are already dead, just still up walking around.
this drug is different, man. I mean, it's different. It's not like heroin. It's not. I have not seen. I like so okay. So
And it's a synthetic
I
opiate,
don't
right?
see anybody leaning. It is. It's it's all lab created. I don't see anybody doing the lean, but what I've found is people who stay on their feet when they do this will end up leaning over, like almost 90 degrees and sometimes more to the ground. And
Like
then they'll
Michael
kind of
Jackson
wake
in the
up.
music video.
It's yeah, very similar. I mean, just it's so weird. I mean, it's just that they and then people are like around them having conversations, and then there's one person that's just completely leaned over, like completely leaned over, arms dragging the ground. And other people around are just, okay, that's normal behavior because that's what we do now every 3 or 4 hours. I mean, it just, and there's, and I stumbled on this because there's how many people watching this right now? There's 20,000 subscribers. It's almost 450 people watching this live stream right now. And I mean, it just blows my mind that and then, like this guy, I, pretty sure that's a needle in his hand right there.
Yeah.
And or he's got a needle in his mouth. I think it looks like that must be the tube. But you can see he's just, I mean, they're just out of it, man. This stuff like knocks it. This guy right here by the rail, just
Yeah.
he's completely out.
Oh, and the thing is, he's probably not asleep, even though they look like it. They're just kind of in a
Right.
trance.
Yeah.
I mean, that yellow person there looks like they're napping, but they're probably awake. They're just watching a different show.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, totally.
You see how
Totally. And I
animated
mean,
this guy is here.
dude, this is one street in one major city. And it's happening everywhere. It's happening in San Francisco and in
Well, it's always been there in San
Seattle
Francisco,
and then
Hyde Ashbury, since the hippie
right.
revolution.
Yeah.
And the cops just don't even come in here.
No, that's I mean, I think there's a cop station like right across the street from this, and you'll see them occasionally when somebody ODs or something, they'll show up.
Sure,
But
because
you've got,
you'd figure the prosecutor's got a slam dunk on possession or something like that. They'd be down here mining for gold for convictions, but they don't even take these cases to court
yeah,
anymore.
right. No, no, they don't. And they know who it's not like you can't tell who the damn dealers are. Right?
It's not like you can't tell who the users are.
Well,
Especially,
yeah.
especially if you go off the premise that it's all bad.
Yeah.
And there are criminal statutes on the books that tell you this sort of thing's illegal. Look how healthy that girl looks. Yeah, see her in a month.
I know,
See her in a
exactly.
month, yeah. And we got this 21 here standing guard.
Oh
He
yeah.
looks like
Nope.
he's a bouncer or something.
So blue guy is
Is
completely
out.
out.
He's moving on. Yep.
Yep, he is completely done. All right, so white t-shirt. Yeah, see the lean right there. The guy in the red, the guy in the white.
Yeah.
That's they got the lean going on. I mean, just I don't know. It's just
So this isn't a dispensary. They got to bring their drugs with them to do right
yeah,
here.
no, totally, 100%. And I
It's not
mean,
like
I followed we had the pill pandemic or crisis or whatever, and that started in Southern Ohio. I mean, the town I grew up in was famous for that, having these pill mills that got opened up, and these doctors that just had people lined up out the door, and they made millions of dollars selling, hydrocodone
right.
and all of the opiate drugs to these people. And then,
Right.
then they cracked down on it, and
Sure.
my father even told a couple of people, he said, "Look, there's going to be something to fill the grind and to fill the hole." And sure enough, there was a Detroit to Portsmouth, Ohio pipeline of heroin that followed
Well,
that, and it
well,
just bam.
after the doctors got everyone hooked on their hydrocodone, and then FDA and everyone else put their thumbnail down on the doctors to quit giving people all the hydrocodone that their
Mhm.
pill distributors were pushing. It, then these people had to turn to heroin because
Right.
they needed their opiate fix, and then fentanyl got invented, and the dealer wouldn't care that they were like different things.
No,
So
right,
he
exactly.
wouldn't
Yep.
even buying heroin; he's buying fentanyl.
Right. And this is I mean, fentanyl's so much cheaper. It's so much cheaper than heroin. It's
Oh yeah, you don't got to grow a plant; you just got to mix it up in a
well,
lab.
yeah, no, exactly. Exactly. So, I mean, yeah, just I couldn't believe when I found this. I'm like, "What in the hell's going on?" And then I started watching a little bit of it, and I'm like, "Oh my god, these people."
And
Ugh.
there's like no sort of official to check on these people. Hey, is that dude
Right.
still breathing?
No, exactly. So there was so one of the times I saw like what was it they oh, it was like I don't remember. It was some kind of some kind of team member that they did have somebody come in during the day and like check on people and like something resolution team or something or like homeless resolution team or something that they did come check on these folks occasionally. But man, it's like I said, it's constant. Like you're probably out stealing enough that you can find your next fix, which is kind
Well,
uh
20 years ago, I remember in
oh wait.
Houston, heroin was going for $4 a hit.
Right.
$4. Of course, it probably only
Wow.
lasted you 14 minutes, but
Yeah. And so I looked at this morning. They cleaned this whole street this morning. Like they had people move off and they swept it and they like they took a
hosed it
hose and
down.
hosed
Yeah.
it all off. Yeah, this morning, like
Oh yeah, I'm sure the
14
place is
hours
just a
ago.
huge outdoor toilet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the
You don't see
smell.
anyone walking
Oh
around
my god,
barefoot.
the smell.
Yeah.
No, right, exactly. I mean, just
Yeah.
Jesus. Well, on that happy note,
Happy Friday, everyone. Enjoy your weekend.
happy Friday, everybody. Enjoy your weekend because, you're not waiting around for the next 4 hours to
I
get your
mean,
fentanyl fix. And,
that is
you know,
not trying to solve the problem. For
no,
for
just
for
just
for
just
for the
doing this
city's
is not
for the city's
trying to
sake
solve
is
it.
not. Yeah, they moved out of the alleys and moved onto the street, but come on.
Oh, yeah. No, right, exactly. Oh, I'm sorry. I've still got the feed up here. We have a leaner. We have a leaner. There he is right there, leaning away. Unbelievable.
And
Just
the camera's there to what? Shame them or for other people to monitor and say,
I
"Hey, that dude hasn't moved in 2 days."
other yeah, maybe, or just for uh, I don't know. I mean, just for clarity, just for the
Well,
sake of it being there. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I think just as humans, we're kind of addicted to the morbid. I remember in
no, right, no, exactly. I mean, that like I said, there's 500 people watching this.
I remember in Pattaya Beach, Thailand, when a tourist or whatever dies in his hotel room for any number of reasons, the truck pulls up. Everyone knows what that truck's for. Everyone, and then the
Right.
crowd just all starts forming because they just want to look at whatever these guys are going to bring out of that hotel room. Maybe it's a dude
Oh yeah,
intact.
right.
Maybe it's parts of a dude.
Mhm.
It was anything could happen in Thailand. But yeah,
No,
the morgue
exactly. No,
workers.
the right. Yeah, the whole, auto crash, people focus on auto crashes or pull over to watch that or rubbernecking on the highway or,
Yeah,
it's all just like you said, the morbid curiosity of the whole thing. I mean,
yeah. It's kind of strange that all these people are fighting over elbow room to get in there to get a glimpse out of a dead total stranger.
right. Yeah, exactly. Nuts. The things people will do to entertain themselves.
But yeah, there are people that travel to places like Thailand or whatever just to die. You know,
Right.
for whatever reason they're into it, so they're going to go someplace that's it's kind of a nice vacation, kind of beach town, if you will. But I swear the
Right.
devil owns a house on every street in Pattaya Beach.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, cool. Well, hey, thanks for tuning in if you did. And like I said, give
And
us a like, give us a subscribe when you can. And yeah,
submit questions or topics you want us to cover.
yeah, exactly. We will cover whatever. And yeah, leave a comment, leave a like and a subscribe and look for our daily content. And then soon we will have a show to actually put up. I promise it's coming. We're going to do
and
it.
and shop at Rethink Home.
Yes. Rethinkhome.net. You can find it online. And yeah, we
Rethink Home AK.
will do that. So, all right.
Next week.
What's that?
We'll see you next week.
Yep. Next week, next Friday. See you next week. Have a good one.